we do not even remember these few weeks that Sasha Zverev is having. I'm not worried. I think he's going to come back. The clay is coming soon. The confidence is going to come back then. Do I think he's going to make a complete 360 turnaround by Miami? No. But I think things are going to change and they're going to be on the up and up come clay swing.
He has to go through some losses for him to just, then play loose, because when he handles the pressure and the stakes and the story and all the headlines, this and this and this and that, then it's maybe so much that goes on in his head. At least I would imagine.
Every single tournament he plays in on clay, he's probably going to win at one of the Masters events. Like, is he going to?
Then make that your take. So you think he's going to win one of the Masters?
That wasn't the question. The question is what's going on with these guys.
Yeah, and then I said I don't think he's going to do well on clay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the We're Going 5 podcast, powered by TSH Tennis. I'm Yousef.
Hi, I'm Ismaeel.
Hey guys, I'm Haroon.
We are still in tennis paradise in Indian Wells. We decided we want to do a mid-tournament update because so many things have happened. Lots of seeds have fallen. Lots still in the tournament. And we want to get into all of that and so much more. So first off, my question to you guys: who has impressed you the most so far, Ismaeel, on the men's side?
Yeah, for me, it has to be a player we've been talking about for a while now, especially last week. I just absolutely love what I see from Talon Griekspoor.
Oh.
He's looking amazing. He is becoming a low-key dark horse to face. This man, let me remind you, was our Bad Like Brian Award winner last year because he just kept getting the worst draws ever.
The worst.
16 times he played the top 4 seeds last year, which is unbelievable. He's the most player that ran into Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic, and Zverev. It's not fair. Yeah. It's not normal to play them 16 times. Well, it also means that if you go out to one of these guys, it probably means you didn't do bad. It means you beat everyone you had to beat.
Yeah, but he's not picking up any points. He's not improving in the rankings.
He was struggling. He was struggling. But we saw him last week. He picked up 2 top 10 wins. And this week, he did really well. He took out Sasha Zverev. All right, you can make the argument Sasha's not in the best form, and we'll have a conversation about that. But that was a grinder match.
Oh my God.
And it went to a final set. He was down in that second set. He had chances to go out, quit, tap out. He was down to Zverev. It's over. He hung in there. He stayed in the match. He's playing really well. He's had the most matches against top 5 players in the past 52 weeks, and that's only behind Sinner.
And like for Sinner, it makes sense because he's going deep in tournaments. It does not make sense for Talon Griekspoor.
It's not normal.
Talon Griekspoor, we talked last week about how this man, is he a top 10 caliber player? And Ismaeel, me and you said he is. He can touch it. He can touch it. Haroon said no, he doesn't think so. Maybe Haroon's going to revisit his thoughts on that issue. But he just backed up what he did in Dubai, and he's doing it again this week, still alive, into the quarters of the 5th slam. So love it. Then not only does he beat Sasha, which was I have no idea. I thought he was gonna lose. He had 5 match points. I'm like, what if you
once
you do not do it now, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And it happened, and it was amazing. And then to back it up with a win over Pesci Perikar, who we all love, and playing him on hard courts is not fun. Backed it up, did that. And here he is in the...
Yeah, and he also beat Kecmanovic round 1, who's a player who was just in a final a couple of weeks ago, and he was playing
just
great.
Won a tournament.
And he also... Just won a tournament, sorry.
Yeah.
And he beat Watanuki, who was also playing... He was having a great tournament.
It's true.
This is not necessarily a great player, but he was having a great tournament.
Yeah.
These are 4 really solid wins from Griekspoor. I love his form.
Insane. Let's see.
He must be feeling really confident right now. And to have now 3 top 10 wins in the past couple of weeks, a bunch of top 20, top 30 wins, he's looking great.
I continue to say it. This man is much better than his ranking.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see it go up.
Yeah.
Haroon, did you have someone who impressed you?
Yeah, I have to say my great amazing prediction from the start of the year, which is Ben Shelton. I was impressed with Benny Shelton. He wasn't the flashiest, which is something I have to give him credit for. He's kind of playing more mature tennis, uglier tennis. He's a super, flashy guy in terms of his tennis, can be so entertaining and so fun to watch. But I was impressed with the way he's able to win points and win sets in matches not so amazing way. Doesn't look so great. He's long rallies. He's grinding, and he's just finding a way to problem solve and win. I do wanted us as a fan of Ben Shelton. I wanted him to be, more entertaining, to show us that more power and win points quicker. And I feel like for somebody that has a huge serve, you should be winning points so much quicker and so much faster. He has an insane serve. Like, he had a 150 miles per hour serve. What in the world? That's insane. But I'm still impressed with him because he's able to win in a different way, and he's able to grind a lot of points, and his fitness is great, which is amazing. I hope it continues. So yeah, he impressed me the most. I felt like that's something that he deserves credit for, because he's maturing as a tennis player. And we see a lot of times, like, these young players sometimes just want to always be flashy, hit amazing winners all the time, and they don't want to grind. But I feel like he's grinding, and it's good to see. And I think he has like flashy tennis that he could bring out. So maybe he he brings both of these sides and becomes like a super greater player. But yeah, that's it. That's what's impressed me the most in Benny Schultz. I'm grinding with Benny Schultz right now.
I've been waiting for this tournament, Haroon, since the beginning of the season, because you made this. It was a wild, weird, yet detailed prediction. Ben Shelton's gonna win Indian Wells, and here we are. I guess
we're still alive. We're still alive.
You're still alive. It's closer than ever.
The pick is alive.
This might be happening. It might be happening. Every round he wins, I'm like, maybe, just maybe. So. Ben Shelton's been looking good. Ben Shelton's looking happy. And
Nakashima next, and he's favored in that matchup against Nakashima.
Yeah. Also, by the way,
is it going to happen? Maybe.
How is Shelton going to face Nakashima, who is ranked worse than when he just faced Khashanov, which is 22, and Nakashima is ranked 32? How is he facing somebody 32 after you just faced somebody 22? Seed. That was super weird to me.
Yeah,
because if a top seed falls, that's what happens, my friend.
That's what happens.
But Nakashima didn't beat anybody top seeds.
Yeah, the top seed.
Yeah, because someone's way.
Who? Yeah, I guess so.
But Yousef, who do you got then? Who's impressed you so far the most?
I told you guys, by the way, in Australian Open, and I told you to put some respect on this guy's name. And Holger Rune deserves the respect that no one wants to give him at the moment. And I want it to be given.
We give it here.
Yeah, we're going to give it here. We gave it. You gave it. I gave it. I don't know if Haroon gives it, but you need to give it, Haroon. Because Holger Rune has been playing amazing tennis. And again, I keep saying this sentence every few weeks. I know Acapulco wasn't the best. I had him winning Acapulco, correct? Didn't happen. Got sick. Exactly.
But you
Holger Rune... I did have him, and I'm gonna keep having him. And I think Holger Rune is going. The best thing is he's under the radar, and I love it. So he takes down Moutet in the first.
He's not under the radar.
Yes, he's under the. No, because in the beginning, is he the last partner, one of the big three? And then the only reason anyone brought him up was when there was the Fonseca talk in Australian Open. It was to make fun of him. And guess what? Holger Rune deserves some respect, and Holger Rune's gonna climb up to the top, and he's extremely young, so give him time. And. Took down Moutet in the first round, straight sets, easy. I love Moutet.
That's a big win.
It's never easy to beat Corentin Moutet.
It's not fun to play round one.
No, it's not. And then you take down Hugo Humbert, who is having a really good season, taking him down, and then taking down Ismaeel, your boy, by the way, who's been playing amazing tennis, just won in Dubai. It looked like he was continuing to rise. Easily beat Berrettini the round before. Takes down Tsitsipas.
That was a big win. I mean,
amazing win.
It was an impressive win. He played really well.
So Holger Rune is my guy right now, and he's impressed me the most outside of one guy that we need to discuss. But to me, Holger Rune, I want to see the rise, and I think the rise is going to happen. He's going to touch that top 10 very soon, going to continue to rise. Love Holger Rune so far. Let's see how this tournament goes. Maybe we're talking about him in a few days' time.
He's run into Griekspoor. Let's see what he does in that match.
See. Yeah, two guys that
that's going to be a test for both of them.
Yeah, two guys I love. Two guys
we need him. We need Holger, by the way. We need more star power.
Yeah, we do.
He's a star, and he just needs to become more consistent.
Yeah. There's the man, the one and only guy that we do need to talk to. Ismaeel, please tell me about Carlos Alcaraz so far.
I mean, it goes without saying. This is the Carlos Alcaraz Invitational. There were some talks before the tournament about, the surface has changed a bit. He looks awesome.
Yeah.
He looks awesome.
He said he loves it.
And that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear because he's looked incredible so far. So he's won 2 matches which look easy, but they were tricky. Quentin Halys and Shapovalov.
Halys was coming off good tennis in Dubai.
Coming off a final. Semi-final, sorry, in Dubai, right? Was it the final or semi-final in Dubai? He had a deep run. And then quarterfinal, he had deep run there. He was looking excellent coming from the qualis. And then he had Shapovalov, who's been playing amazing tennis this year.
Yeah,
both
Dallas,
lefties give him
Acapulco.
a lot of problems.
Both what?
Lefties that should give him a lot of problems.
Halys isn't a lefty.
Sorry. Shapov, though, yeah, I mixed up there. But anyways.
Shapovalov is a lefty.
Sorry, man. My point is about Shapov, who can give people a lot of problems because he has a lot of power and from the left wing.
You know, on paper, it was a convincing one. Shapovalov didn't play so bad. Carlos Alcaraz was playing out of his mind in that first set when he was going to bagel him. And then Shapovalov just found a way to win a few games to break and then hold his serve and then eventually lost. But it was a good match. And I think it's just when Carlos is at his best, oh, man.
It's amazing because he was the forehand. He's been absolutely crushing the forehand. He feels like in Indian Wells, he just has that lit fraction more of time that he can just gets a bit higher the ball. He crushes it. He likes that. And the changes, it seems, to his game that he's made, the changing the backhand stroke, changing the serve, adding a bit of weight to the racket, he seems to be hitting bigger and seems to be paying off here a lot because they were not able to bother him at all. And let's see, because Dimitrov now is going to be a tough matchup coming up for the next round.
Yeah, but Dimitrov's coming off that.
There's just something I wanted to mention.
True. Also, Dimitrov has beaten him the last 2 times they played each other, by the way. So there is something to think about there.
Okay.
But I love how Alcaraz looks.
No, yeah.
Just something smaller remark like that. I generally feel a lot of the times watching Alcaraz. So when he was playing Halys got an approach, so just a short ball, and it was like inside out. So he's a righty, so he's going to finish it cross court, and he's going to push Alcaraz way, way out. So Alcaraz was not supposed to reach that ball, but Alcaraz just runs and just hits a passing shot. What's crazy is that while I was watching that point, like Alcaraz, so the point was he got an approach, okay, short ball on the left side of the court, and Alcaraz was straight right in front of him. So the cross court is wide open. So the sane decision to make is to just go cross court because that's where the open court is and finish the ball there. I was feeling like I think he should go straight right at him because I don't think that the cross court is going to make any difference. And then it's just like, Alcaraz just came in and just hit this insane passing shot. And I feel like, then what's the point? You're just going to stay into the point and you're probably going to lose. Just do something crazy. Just whip it, do a drop shot. Hit something that nobody would expect you to hit. But yeah, just the dude's insane, man. Like, crazy. Dude's a baller.
You know, like the fact, like it is the Carlos Alcaraz Invitational. The man is 18-2 now in his first 20 matches, and only Jimmy Connors has a better record to start his Indian Wells career, 19-1. Like not Roger, not Novak, not Rafa. No one has done what Alcaraz is doing at the moment in Indian Wells.
The quest for the three-peat continues, trying to match Federer and Djokovic.
He might go down in history.
Yeah.
We both have him winning it, so let's see if our picks last.
We shall see.
It looks good for him so far. Yeah.
My pick and your pick face each other, by the way, if they continue to win.
Let's see. What about other guys? Yousef, how are you feeling about Medi?
Good tournament so far. Looking solid. Had a good win last night against Tommy Paul.
Good win. That was a great win.
He needed that.
Yeah. Like
he needed that badly.
That was a great win.
I want to see Medi back. I need to see him back, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is the week that changes everything. I hope. He loves this tournament. Let's see.
Haroon, what do you think about though? Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Haroon.
No, just saying, like, that's a feeling watching him, especially that match against Tommy Paul. I felt like, this is the Medvedev of old. Like, I feel like he's just this great wizard that knows how to pull something out of his hat, and it was awesome. Like, he bageled Tommy Paul. Which is somebody that, like, Tommy Paul is playing in front of his home crowd. Everybody's talking about how exciting and entertaining and a great player Tommy Paul is and how Medvedev is on the down low. He bageled him, man. Like, come on, some respect to Medvedev because people are sleeping on him, and that was a good win. And yeah, I told you guys were sleeping on Medvedev. You can't count Medvedev out. He's not going to leave their top 10, top 20 rankings. Never. The dude's too smart, too good of a player to just bow out like that.
True. I think also another guy that we need to mention here before we move on, Jack Draper.
Yeah.
Jack Draper has been playing some like he's had a really good season, but this week he stood out to me. So like first of all, that Fonseca match he absolutely crushed Fonseca. You just talk around about bagel, how Medvedev bageled Tommy Paul. Guess what Draper did to Fonseca? He bageled him too.
Yeah,
and I feel bad for Fonseca because it feels like everyone has a vendetta against him, even though they've never even faced him. But the hype,
they get up for that match.
And Draper got up for love. And then next round, taking down Jensen Brooksby, who's coming back, had a good win over Auger Aliassime, playing good tennis. Jensen Brooksby is a really good player, taking him down also in straight. So 2 convincing wins over 2 guys who have been playing really good tennis. And let's see what happens against Fritz in the next round. But so far, amazing stuff from Jack Draper for me.
Yeah. What about Fritz? What are your thoughts on Fritz?
I don't have much thoughts on Fritz. I need to see more. So
it's been an underwhelming season for a player of his caliber.
I haven't seen much from Taylor Fritz so far.
Let's see.
He's supposed to win the first 2 rounds. So.
Giganti Tabilo. Let's see.
Yeah.
Tabilo's supposed to be a good win, but he's not really.
He took him to final set, and Tabilo's more of a clay court guy. So, yeah, I need to see more from Fritz at the moment. I let's see what happens in this Draper match.
Let's see. Well, guys, let's move then to the women's side of the tournament, and also really nice storylines there. But let's start off with who has impressed you the most from the women's side, Yousef.
It has to be the one and only Iga Swiatek. I know there are others. I had others in mind, but Iga Swiatek, like something happens with her the same way it happens with Carlos Alcaraz. She hasn't been in the best form, but then she comes in, and what she's been doing the past 3 rounds is insane. She hasn't dropped more than 2 games.
Yeah,
not in a set. She hasn't dropped more than 2 games in a match. Like, that doesn't make sense. And then taking down Karolina Muchova, who is one of my favorite players on the women's tour, taking her down 1-1 double breadstick. You're not supposed to do that to someone like Karolina Muchova. So and she took down Yastremska Love too. Like, so a few bagels and a few breadsticks. The Iga Swiatek bakery is cooking.
It's cooking.
And who stops her? I do not know. This woman is on a tear. She's 21-2 now in Indian Wells. This looks like it's also the Iga Swiatek Invitational. Is anyone stopping her? I do not know, but I cannot wait to see what happens in the late rounds. But Iga Swiatek, oh my God.
But she looks like
has been insanely impressive.
It just feels like Iga, just a classic rabbit versus tortoise race. Like, she just starts off super quick, super fast. Beats everybody, crushes everybody, and then she just crashes and she doesn't win the race. So I don't trust her that much, by the way, as much as you do.
Not here. How can the woman is 21-2 in this tournament? If you saying that you do not trust her, I understand maybe in other tournaments, but in this tournament, like, how can you go against the woman? I do not know.
Rule, like, I feel like somebody.
I had Osaka winning this tournament, so I wasn't. So maybe I'm a clown in this specific instance, looking at what Iga's doing, but Iga Swiatek to me, the most impressive.
She's looking awesome. Haroon, what about you?
I have to say Madison Keys. Madison Keys is balling. I feel like Madison Keys just unlocked an insane weight over her shoulders. Now she's playing super free and fun. She's on a 14-match winning streak right now. And it just feels like she's never going to lose. She's not afraid to lose. So yeah, it's awesome to watch her play. And she's also a fun player, like we talked about her before. Yeah, the Madison Keys is always going to be impressive to me, and I trust her as opposed to other players.
How about you, Ismaeel?
Yeah, she had a nice final set win there against Mertens, and she was down in Mertens in the second set. That was a tough clutch win.
Madison Keys is playing with confidence.
She is. She's become that clutch player, huh? Yeah. She's a tough player to take on. Yeah, well, for me, I'm going to talk about Sabalenka because she's looked awesome. And, I was expecting a little bit of a slump. She's been not in the best form. But I'm starting to see the Sabalenka that we started to see at the beginning of the year, that dominant Sabalenka. No, I can see that back, especially that last win against Bronzetti in straight sets, 6-1, 6-2. She looked really good.
Not that big of a challenge, though.
Not that big of a challenge,
like
but the forehand was firing. You know, the confidence is building. It didn't go to... She took care of business. She stood on business the way that we expect from a top seed. World number 1. Kessler opening round was not an easy match. That gave her some trouble. And that's a good player in Kessler and playing at home. I like what I see from Sabalenka.
Yeah. You know, I have an honorable mention though, because Mira Andreeva.
Oh man,
who has impressed me the most? Like, it was either her or Iga. You just took down Rybakina, who's been playing really good, by the way. She's going deep in every tournament. 6-1, 6-2.
That was amazing. It was an amazing
6-1, 6-2.
That's not supposed to happen. That was really, really impressive, and she's playing with a level of confidence right now, and it's going to be hard to stop her.
Yeah, and also the one and only Mama Bear Belinda Bencic. Having a good run of her own, taking down Anisimova, who just won in Doha, so she's full of confidence. And then Diane Schneider, also never an easy win. So now next up, Coco Gauff, I believe, is her next match. Let's see what happens there. These two, they've had some good matches in the past. But yeah, these two women have been impressive, Bencic and Andreeva.
Bencic is a fun story to follow and root for. So let's keep it going.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff. Yeah, lots of good stuff. Okay, moving on to this conversation. What's going on with these guys? Djokovic, Yousef, what's going on with Djokovic?
What's going on with Djokovic? Djokovic needs to warm up. Djokovic needs to play many matches. Djokovic needs to get into a rhythm. Djokovic has not been able to get into a rhythm in the past few tournaments. He came off the injury, and then he didn't play for a while. Came back in Doha, did not get into any rhythm whatsoever, and it's clear the rhythm's not there. Everyone's like, okay, what's going on with Djokovic? And then some his worrying quotes. They're not worrying quotes. He's just talking. Djokovic is as hungry as ever. I don't think he just doesn't. He maybe these tournaments don't give him the juices and the adrenaline that they used to give him in the past. The slams. We just saw the man beat Carlos Alcaraz on one leg in the Australian Open. I am not worried about the man whatsoever. This loss, and Botic van de Zandschulp is always a good player, and he is apparently the giant killer. So I think Djokovic is fine. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Djokovic at all. I think he's gonna show up when the time is right. We're moving on. Let's see what happens in Miami. I don't expect much from him in Miami. Maybe tweak a few things. Come clay season, come Roland Garros, Djokovic is going to be Djokovic. Those are my thoughts there.
Ismaeel, what do you think?
Yeah, well, there are some worrying signs,
nothing's worrying.
The three consecutive losses in a row, opening round losses. The counter arguments, though, why you should not be worried if you are a Djokovic fan is, well, in the past couple of years, he hasn't really been doing great at Indian Wells anyways. Yeah. He's also just coming off an injury, so that's also not... he's not going to really push it to the limit yet, I think. I think he's not fully recovered.
He needs time. He always needs time to get
into it. Also, good news, the Murray partnership is continuing. I think that's going to be positive for him. But he did not look good in that match. Especially in that final set, he was...
First set wasn't good.
He was agitated. He looked like he wasn't moving as swiftly as we like him to move. The errors were coming off both wings too easily. And Botic played well. I didn't feel like Botic played amazing, but Botic played well. So those are the potentially worrying signs. But I'm not
worried whatsoever.
The saving grace here is that, for me personally, if you ask me, I'm not too worried because he's still coming off the injury. He has Murray in his corner. I think he'll be fine. But the questions about age here, maybe they might be rightfully placed is because of the movement, the healing from the injury is taking maybe more time than before. Maybe this wouldn't have been the case 4 or 5 years ago.
It has nothing to do with injury. He's moving just fine. It's not the movement.
Then why is he playing? Why did he play so well?
Djokovic needs time to get, he probably hasn't been practicing enough. He hasn't prepared enough. That's it.
But before you could come
like
off injuries.
how
and
could
he
how
would,
so
he would before he would come off an injury and still have a good tournament.
he had a tear. He had no. He had a tear. He's coming back from a tear. So
Okay,
which
so
means
then
which means he wasn't even moving for a few weeks.
Okay, so then you're saying he's still injured.
No, I'm not saying he's injured. I'm saying he's healed, but he's coming back. Like it takes time to come back. Like
All I'm saying is that it might be that he's taking more time than he used to just because of the age. So, but he did not look good before that wouldn't happen.
I don't know. How do you feel about Djokovic?
I don't know. I don't really like. I don't expect much from Djokovic in these recent years when he goes to play the Sunshine Double. Like he obviously had success before when a little bit younger, I guess. But now I don't expect him to do anything. So I don't really worry or
he
look
doesn't
to.
really give it that much attention. He hasn't been doing well there for whatever reason. I don't know. Is he not mentally there?
He skipped Miami.
I don't look too much
is he
into
gonna even play
these
Miami?
tournaments for him.
Let's see.
And I don't think like he needs time to get in form. Maybe sometimes like the past few years.
I don't believe in that time thing. He doesn't need time on clay. He needs time on hard. He's never needed time before. He's never needed time on hard.
Agreed.
If he just zones in, I think he's ready. If he decides to zone in, like if a slam was happening tomorrow, I would still pick him. Like it's not like Djokovic didn't play a tournament or it doesn't look well.
No, a slam's a completely different thing. But sometimes but he needed that warm up tournament. Like I lost to Opelka. It meant nothing. Like okay, it's a warm up tournament. He's warming up. He's getting like. I don't know.
I don't know,
but
needs it. He doesn't need it.
I'm not worried whatsoever about Novak Djokovic.
Yeah, but
I'm not worried.
You're saying he needs to warm up. We're not saying we're worried, but he didn't need time to warm up before on hard. He never needed time. He just when he wants to, he's there. So the question is, and he's making comments after about, it's not the same for him like before. I don't know if he's talking about injury or motivation. I'm not sure what he's talking about when he makes those comments.
It's tough to be in his mindset because he's won everything. He needs to, find juice. And also maybe, he is getting a bit older. So he's not moving the same exact way he was moving the past few years or even when he was younger. So, maybe these things are catching
We just saw in the Australian Open, he was amazing.
Yeah, I understand.
He was amazing.
Nobody's talking about that not being amazing. We're all in agreement.
No,
he
was
about
moving.
why are we
He
seeing
was
this
moving
now?
just fine. Everything was just fine. How can someone switch? Go like everyone. Maybe not you guys, but in general, like the consensus has shifted. Like, oh, is this Djokovic? Oh, it's not an important part of the season for him. Come talk to me again in a month's time.
Yeah, I think it's not an important part, but maybe he's not fully recovered yet. So let's see. It's a mix of both, I think.
Okay, now somebody that's a little bit more controversial right now, Zverev. What do you think, Yousef?
Sasha?
Yeah, Sasha.
Sasha. Sasha at the moment is not having the best time, and he even said it himself. I don't know what the pressure is. Is it the pressure of world number one? Is it the hangover from the final against Sinner? Has that been weighing on him? Maybe. It looks like it. In the beginning, I said probably not. I think he's fine, but he's struggling at the moment. He said so. He's saying this thought of world number one shouldn't be on my mind. I can't even make it past first or second rounds at the moment. So, am I concerned? Tennis the season is long. There are so many tournaments. Sometimes you don't even remember. Maybe by the end of the season, we do not even remember these few weeks that Sasha Zverev is having. I am not worried. I think he's going to come back. The clay is coming soon. The confidence is going to come back then. Do I think he's going to make a complete 360 turnaround by Miami? No. But I think things are going to change and they're going to be on the up and up come clay swing.
Smiley, what do you think?
Well, I told you from the beginning. The reaction I saw from the loss of the Australian Open final, I told you it was extreme. The crying and saying that I'm not a good player, I'm not good enough to compete, I'm worse at everything than... He was very, very harsh on himself publicly, which means that he was in extreme emotional discomfort. And it showed up. I told you he's not going to have a good clay season. I told you the season...
Clay season?
Not only clay, a bad upcoming part of the season. He's performed underwhelmingly so far since the Australian Open. It's been a horrible couple of weeks for him.
He said, by the way, it was a bad decision for him to go back to the South American play on clay. He said maybe I should have stayed on the hard courts. So it's also you can factor in the scheduling in a way.
Maybe, sure, but he's looked really bad, and he's not been playing with the same urgency. He's not playing with the same aggression. The forehand, he's not coming forward enough. He's not winning the big points like he was earlier in the year, especially in the Australian Open. I'm not positive about what I'm seeing in any means. So I think ultimately he needs
too harsh.
This is what I see. I think he needs a break. He needs rest. He's mentally right now overwhelmed. He cannot handle the competition right now. He doesn't want to be competing week in, week out. I don't think he wants that from where he is. I think he probably needs a small break just to digest what happened. It's okay, recover. He's one of the players that did not take any break basically since the Australian Open. He's been back at it almost immediately compared to the other top guys. So I think he needs rest, and I don't think a turnaround is coming here. A quick turnaround is not coming. No.
What's quick turnaround to you?
Yeah, I don't think by Roland Garros he's going to be in good form.
Wow! Oh my God!
I don't think he's.
Oh my God! You're you're a prisoner of the moment.
No, I don't think a good. I think he's not doing well at all.
The entire clay swing.
He won't win any.
So
tournaments.
you're saying until
tournaments?
the end of June, we're not going to see a good Sasha Zverev.
You're not going to see the best Sasha Zverev, no.
Oh my
no,
God.
you're not. And he's not going to win any tournaments until.
What do you guys think? You guys let us know also.
What tournament's going to win?
Loves Madrid.
That's not the conversation.
Loves
Haroon, I want your thoughts.
What you're saying deep runs, he's going to do well. Well means winning tournaments. Is he going to win any tournaments?
Yeah. He can.
Okay.
He loves Madrid though. So
Haroon,
is he going to win Madrid?
He loves Madrid, yeah, but he's not going to be the best player there.
Well, is he going to... What's he mean not going to be the best player there? If he's not going to win it, then...
I don't think he's going to win it, but you tell me, what do you think?
I don't know, like I'm not too... I don't want to be too quick to be too harsh as you are, I feel like you're too much... Well, you're too pessimistic about Sasha's, problem-solving skills.
Until Roland Garros, I don't see a turnaround.
Yeah, but it's quite long.
I don't see any titles. I don't see any...
Those are a few months, so you're just counting him out for a few months. That's too much. He's too good of a player.
It's crazy to count someone out for many months.
By the way, I won't rule out him taking a break or something. He could take a break. Maybe I think he could take a break.
If he takes a break, I'll change my position.
No, you can't change your position.
No, I can't. I just said his issue is he needs a break.
You can't change your position. That's the position you took.
My issue is that he needs a break. That's exactly my issue.
Yeah, but still, I feel like he's still a great player, and I think he's a great clay courter as well. And he always has to go through his cycle. Like I said before, he has to go through some losses for him to just... then play loose, because when he handles the pressure and the stakes and the story and all the headlines, this and this and this and that, then it's maybe so much that goes on in his head. At least I would imagine. But
he's struggling with confidence big time. I don't know how you don't see that.
Maybe and slam-wise,
I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment.
Career.
I'm not a prisoner of the moment. This is a month now.
So many chances in tennis. You get so many chances to turn things around, and one match can spark something for you. So I can never ever count someone out as someone as great as Sasha Zverev until June. So you're talking about like 3 months of this man is not going to play good tennis. I do not see it. I do, especially we're going to his favorite swing, the clay swing.
We're not going to see his best.
By the way, he went through worse. Like his injury, he said that was a horrible time for him, and overcoming that.
This man is mentally tough. He's so mentally tough.
Like he's not going to be as bad as you think he is. And I do think that he might make a few finals, and he could lift Madrid. He loves Madrid. He's happy there. He likes it. So why not? And he's a great clay courter also. And it suits his game, I feel, more than hard.
We need him to be great. He's just not. That's my opinion.
We shall see. We're going to reconvene. Well, how about this one? Kyrgios. Yousef, what do you think about Nick Kyrgios?
Sad scenes we've been seeing with Nick Kyrgios. I love to watch Nick Kyrgios play tennis, and what we saw in 2022 from Nick Kyrgios was awesome. Like, it was awesome.
It was the only season he gave
like
his full effort to tennis.
Like that was a glimpse into what Nick Kyrgios could be.
Could have been.
And you're harsh today, huh? I don't know. He said he's going to continue trying. He wants to play. When he's healthy, he's he's one of the best there are in the world. And what we saw, like the stuff he's saying of like guys like Team were never able to come back from this type of injury in the wrist. And before the tournament, he was holding his wrist and he tried and he couldn't even continue that second set against Botic. I don't know where we go from here. Is this the end? Not the beginning of the end. Is this the end? Maybe. Am I sad to see it? Very sad. And to see him crying, someone like Nick Kyrgios, who always is like the strong character, to see him crying, it pains. Because in sports, just injuries, they're the worst. And if this is how he goes out, it would be so sad to see. But like at the same time, you're like, but he showed us what he could be in 2022, and what we see now. Maybe if he wanted to give that effort and say what he said and had that mindset a few years before, it would be a completely different story. But Nick Kyrgios, I hope he comes back. I hope that thing heals up. But at the moment, it's not looking good, and I'm sad.
What do you think, Ismaeel?
It's sad. It's sad scenes. The signs when a player is talking about how his body is giving up on him, this is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
They're not positive signs from his language, from what we've seen over the past year plus now. And I root for him. He's one of the most fun players to watch. And I feel like it's almost kind of karma. Like he was always talking about like how he doesn't care about tennis and like this is not his priority.
He got a lot of, by the way, a lot of people were hating hating on him on Twitter after he lost.
But you should never hate someone.
I'm not going to hate on him. I'm saying like he was always putting out that rhetoric, whether it was true about what he truly feels or not, about like how it's not his priority. He doesn't care about tennis. Like, yeah, well now it's the irony of life. Now he cares so much, so deeply after 2022 when he gave it his effort and he saw what he could be and he tasted his own potential with the Wimbledon final, and now he can't. It's like his body's not allowing him to, even though he wants to with every ounce of his being. I believe he wants to play at the top level, and I truly believe it, and I truly want it for him.
What he was saying at the beginning of the season.
It's the irony of life. He missed his chance. He missed his window.
Yeah, that's it's unfortunate. You know, it's unfortunate, and thing is like. It's like, you know, sometimes when you're a kid, it's the same idea. Like, I wish my parents told me to do this, and they should have told me better, or something like that. It felt like the same feeling. Like a lot of people were telling him, "Hey, man, you know, take it a bit more seriously. Take care of your body. Take care of your health. Take care of the game."
Yeah, it doesn't go forever.
Yeah, and
get a coach.
Yeah, be smarter.
He still doesn't believe in the coach.
Yeah, and your whole tennis career, I think. He's obviously a super smart player on the court, and he knows how to do insane things that nobody else knows how to do. But in terms of managing his career, I feel like a lot of people were trying to tell him, "Hey man, you need to do this and that if you want a long and nice and successful career." And he focused, and he decided to focus for 1 year, and he showed us amazing results. But then now he wants more, and he doesn't have. So it's sad, and it's also unfortunate. Maybe his wrist would have been fine, and he would have continued out as he is, and nobody was going to talk about how unfortunate and sad this was. But yeah, it happened, so it leads you to think, then maybe you should have cared more when you had the chance and you had the opportunity to do so, and played more matches when you wanted to, when you could. But yeah, he's obviously electrifying, and he's going to be missed on tour. Hopefully we got some electrifying matches this season. Maybe
that wrist holds up for 2 weeks, 2 magical weeks in Wimbledon. We get to see a deep run.
Maybe.
You know,
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
you are today, Ismaeel, is the pessimistic man. That is
No,
that
I'm
is
not pessimistic. I think I'm the only one. You guys are just fluffing everything up.
There's
Like,
nothing that's
I'm
fluffing
the only
up.
one being real.
Sasha Zverev is not going to play good tennis for the next 3 months. Like that's
Not the next 2
wild
months.
take.
There are 2 months, by the way. How many tournaments is he going to play in the next 2 months?
We're in March.
Like,
we're in the beginning of March.
Yeah, we're in
March,
middle of March
April,
already.
May.
We have March. We have
Roland
half of
Garros
March,
finishes in
April,
the beginning of June. So those
the
are
first
3
week of
months.
June. Yeah, that's if he makes the finals run.
That's 3 months.
That's 2 months.
Well,
March, April, May, June.
2 months and a half.
well, we shall see.
Anyways,
We shall see.
Yeah.
And also, we.
you guys let
don't
us
know.
know.
At least
Is
I'm
he?
making real takes. I'm at least standing for something I take. You're just saying, he's gonna play well. What's that mean, play well?
What?
What are you standing on?
Standing on what?
What's he gonna do? Like, what do you expect from him? Like,
I expect him to
make a real
go,
prediction.
What's a real prediction? You just want to make a. You just want to have a take. You just want to have a take.
I
Like
at
it's
least
not.
made a
I think
take. You
Sasha
have-
Zverev is going to be just fine.
Yeah, okay. I think he's gonna be just fine too. I just think he's
He's going to come back to his best level. He's going to be a
well.
contender for every single tournament he plays in on clay. He's probably going to win at one of the Masters events. Like, is he
Okay,
going to?
then make that your take. So you think
No,
he's gonna
no,
win one of the Masters? coming up
That
on
wasn't
clay?
that wasn't the question. The
Yes.
question is what's going on with these guys.
Yeah, and then I made this. I said I don't think he's gonna do well on clay this year.
Okay, and I disagree completely.
Okay, and you're disagreeing.
I'm high on him. You're low on him. Like
You're saying he's gonna win multiple titles on clay this year. He's gonna make multiple
don't know.
finals. Gonna win titles on clay. Okay, let's come back to this take then.
Yeah, let's come back. You just wanted me to make a full take of how his clay swing
You
is going to
made the
go.
claim that I made the take. I just said he's not gonna see his best tennis on clay. We're not gonna see it right now.
Okay.
Let's see what that's my opinion. your opinion is that he's gonna do well. I don't know what that means.
What does it mean
Like,
that he's
at the
not
end of the
going
day,
to do
let's-
well?
let's-
also?
Let's
What-
move
what-
on.
what-
Let's move
What
on.
does it
We
mean
can
that
go
he's
all.
not going to do well either, though? What does it? Not.
No, hold on. Let's move on
No,
because
he's not gonna lift any titles on clay. He's not.
Okay.
That's it.
Great take.
He might make
Disagree.
a final or a semi in somewhere when he plays the 500 in Munich.
Good
Two-
take.
215.
Disagree.
But that-
good take for you. Disagree.
We
disagree.
Both of you don't have.
We disagree. Hold on. We disagree with
Both of
him.
you don't have great takes, anyways.
Okay, well, let's move on to our next segment. That was spicy. Buying or selling. We have a few guys that we want to talk about in this segment, and some have been in good form, some have been in bad form. So, are you buying or selling this stock, Haroon?
Never.
Are you buying or selling Casper Ruud stock?
That's disrespectful for you to even be asking me that question. I'm never gonna buy, never gonna sell, never going to sell Casper Ruud stock. The boy's awesome. The boy's a beast, and he's been through another obstacle. And I'm gonna support him. That's Jameis Winston NFL meme. But yeah, I'm supporting Casper Ruud. Buying, never gonna sell my stock.
Okay, Ismaeel.
Yeah, I'm still buying. He did run into Marcus Giron, who has a good record against him. He knows how to play him well this tournament. But I like what I'm seeing in general from Casper Ruud. I'm not gonna sell now.
By the way, we're
Just a few
entering.
weeks ago, we were having
We're close to
overreaction.
entering the clay season. That's where he eats up all of these points and
He's made the final in Miami.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
yeah.
positive about
gets
it.
a lot of.
Still buying Casper Ruud stock. I think Casper Ruud is a consistent player who doesn't have big dips and hasn't had them recently, at least, not big dips. So Casper Ruud buying also. Well, this man who was on top of the world 2 weeks ago, not the case at the moment. Andrei Rublev. Ismaeel, are you buying or selling his stock?
I'm still buying. I just think he got really bad luck with facing Arnaldi, who I think is an exceptional player. I think he's exceptional. I think he's one of the up-and-coming players. I really like Arnaldi's game. I feel like he's one of the guys who has a complete game. And the turnaround, I think, has just been maybe too quick for Rublev. So I'm still okay. I'm still buying Rublev stock. I'm not going to panic here.
Haroon.
Sorry, man. Again, love Rublev as who he is off the court, but no, I'm not buying Rublev stock. Sorry.
The disrespect. I'm gonna turn the tables on you,
It's
same
just-
way you said about Ruud.
It's like a ticking time.
It's extremely quick turnaround after he won that Doha tournament, then to go to Dubai, and then then a quick turnaround. Now go find your way to California. It's super quick. I think he's gonna be just fine, and I'm buying his stock.
What is just
Arnaldi
fine,
are now 2-2 against each other. he just won a tournament. He just won a tournament 2 weeks ago. Tennis, tennis, sometimes you're doing good, then there's a quick turnaround. We're going to move on to the clay season very soon. He loves the clay. I think he's going to be just fine, and I hopefully wins, makes deep runs and picks up another tournament win there.
Deep runs?
We know
that's the goal for Rublev now, deep runs?
Yeah, because he hasn't been having them recently, and he's now back to having them. So yes, I want him to have deep runs. Not everyone can win every tournament, so hopefully he gets a win or two on the clay. But yeah, I want to see deep runs, and maybe we see that semifinal finally at a Grand Slam. So I'm buying Rublev stock. Okay. Well, third on the list is the one and only Holger Rune. Haroon, are you buying or selling his stock?
I'm buying some stock of Holger right now. I loved what I saw from his past tournaments. Maybe I'm a little bit of the prisoner of the moment. He's been playing some good tennis. I feel like he improved from last year. Mentality-wise, I think it's been better. So yeah, I'm buying some stock. I think it's gonna go up. I'm not gonna buy lots of stock. I'm not crazy about him right now still because he didn't do anything so sensational. But yeah, I'm buying some stock.
Ismaeel.
Yeah, I'm buying his stock because I really like his run this tournament. 3 really nice wins, beating Tsitsipas, who he technically owns now. He's 4-0 against Tsitsipas. I'm seeing more mental composure. He's a very fit player. I still would like to see him be more aggressive, but in general, I'm buying. I like what I'm seeing from Holger. Going into the clay season, it's going to be good for him.
I've been saying this since the Australian Open. This is a man who deserves more love, deserves more respect, and I was buying then, and I'm still buying now. Holger Rune, buying that stock.
Okay.
Last but not least, we have the one and only TP Tommy Paul, talented human being. Haroon, are you buying or selling his stock?
Yeah, also another guy that I just, you like off the court. He seems like a cool guy. It's, nice to watch him play tennis, but... I don't know. I'm not really super in love with Tommy Paul as a tennis player so much. So I'm not buying. I don't want to buy any stock for him right now. Don't have high hopes for him at the moment. But he's a good player. I like him, but just this season he just entered the top 10 finally. Ismaeel.
Yeah. Well, I was having high hopes for Tommy Paul once we hit this US swing, especially after his excellent run at the Australian Open. And I've been underwhelmed by Tommy Paul's performances so far in this American swing. No finals, no big results. He was the #1 seed in a couple tournaments, or a top seed at least. So I'm selling. I don't like the form I'm seeing from Tommy Paul. And Medvedev took him out really convincingly.
Yeah, TP, I love TP, and I'm a big fan of him. At the moment, yeah, I'm going to continue to support. At the same time, I will be selling the stock though. I know he's good on the clay. He plays good on all surfaces. But at the moment, Tommy Paul, as you guys said, not looking the best. So I'm selling the stock. Well, that's our segment for buying or selling. You guys let us know, what are you buying and what are you selling from these stocks?
Okay, dudes, cool dude moment of the week.
Oh my God, so much energy in this return. I love it for my story, Roj. Oh my God.
Ismaeel, take it away. You had one.
Yeah, well, we're still midweek, so there's still more to come in this tournament. But there was a nice moment of sportsmanship we saw. Watanuki was taking on Tiafoe. Tiafoe got called a time violation. Sometimes the umpires, they call time violation a little bit too quick. There's always controversy around the players claiming they got called time violation too quick. Anyways, what happened is Tiafoe gets called a time violation. Obviously, he runs to the umpires like, hey, I don't deserve this time violation. Actually, I was waiting and stuff. And then Watanuki came in right away. He's like, yeah, actually, take away that time violation. I was the reason why he was waiting for me. Why he was waiting. He doesn't deserve that time violation. And he took it right away. And I always love to see these moments of sportsmanship. Watanuki went to the net right away to take it back and to set things straight. And this is the type of sportsmanship we love about tennis, and I like to see it. It was a simple moment, but it's not always that they happen, and so I appreciated it.
Always nice to have these moments. I think, for me, that's the bare minimum anyone should ever do. because at the end of the day, you want to win fair and with class.
Yeah, I liked it. But that's all. Let's see if we got more towards the end of this tournament. But guys, this week was quite packed. We saw a lot of upsets. It's always controversial when we think about, is this an upset or not an upset? But let me ask you, what are your upsets of the week? Yousef, hit me with yours.
You know, maybe you might not say this is an upset because I guess they're 2-2 now against each other. But Arnaldi taking down Rublev, I think I did not see that one coming. I thought maybe Rublev, I know I said quick turnaround and everything, but I thought not in the first rounds. I think in Masters events, Rublev always finds. I'm gonna say like he finds his way through the first few rounds, and especially with the form he was in. So this one was surprising to me. Arnaldi, though, really good player, but to me that was the one obviously that because I'm very high on Andrei Rublev was the surprising upset for me.
Well, to defend Rublev here for a second, Arnaldi, we're going to have to look at him at the end of the year because he keeps running into top seeds in these tournaments. So let's see what he's going to look like. Maybe he'll be the bad luck Brian like Griekspoor.
Well, Griekspoor is trying to go back-to-back at the moment.
Yeah. Haroon, who's yours?
Well, it's the same guy. So my boy, I'm respecting him and just, Botik van de Zandschulp. I'm using his wristband that he gave me when I watched him as a glorious warrior in Antwerp. I watched him beast out and ball out. The dude's a baller. I'm in love with Botik since I became a fan. He felt like he gave it to me. We had a connection there, and now I had a connection with Botik ever since. We're just dudes, man. We're just dudes. He's just a cool guy, though.
You have a DNA connection now with wiping that thing.
He's I love the way he carries himself, by the way. Like I feel like he's one of the hardest players to hate. Like when he's playing sensational and balling out of his mind and hitting insane stuff, like you can't be upset. Like you're like, yeah, okay. He's not celebrating, so he won't annoy you. But yeah, he played sensational. He has a lot of power, by the way, and he looks unstoppable sometimes when he's just clicking on all. You know, when he just clicks, he's just a beast. He has a big serve and he has a big forehand. I love the way he swings, like his strokes. I feel like he can generate a lot of power. And he looked unreal against Djokovic. And also Kyrgios at the same time. Like Kyrgios looked awesome magic. And then Botik was just matching that magic as well. And awesome now that, Botik has, he beat Djokovic, which is an insane win. And now they're 1-1 together. Like he got a win, so now Djokovic, or he can end their career. Okay, they're on equal level, and he beat Kyrgios for the first time in his career as well. And also need to highlight that Botik came as a lucky loser in this tournament, and he lost 6-love. And he came out like he lost his final sets, like he lost 7-5, 6-love in his qualifying match, and then he came as a lucky loser, and then he beat Kyrgios, and might have even ended his career probably. And then he beat Djokovic also, which was insane. And this is something Botik has now beat Nadal, he beat Alcaraz, he beat Djokovic, and now beat Kyrgios. Boy's a baller, man. He's insane.
Yeah, he's the Dragon Slayer right now. Yeah, but for me, well, let me just give here some credit to Jenson Brooksby, who is slowly finding his way back on the tour, and he had a very, very nice win against Felix Auger-Aliassime, and he beat him in straight sets. Auger, who's been in excellent form, and Brooksby is one of those players. He just controls the ball so well. He moves the ball well side to side. He's moving better. For me, he's a fun player to watch. It's unconventional, his style, but I like watching Brooksby play. I root for him also, for his comeback. I hope to see him find a good level and maybe surpass that. Happy to see Brooksby back.
Yeah. Well, some interesting upsets we had this week.
Yeah.
But Botik takes the cake.
Botik was the killer.
Well, next up, so we had a few guys that played this tournament. We want to keep an eye on throughout the entire year, and that's the next gen guys. So we had Fonseca, we had Tien, we also obviously have guys like Mickelson and Menchik who are, I guess, ahead of the curve. Ismaeel, what did you think of these next gen dudes, Fonseca, Tien?
Yeah, well, Fonseca, we had high hopes for. I had high hopes for him. I always have high hopes for Fonseca. Just a big fan of his game.
Yep.
And he had a tough first round match against Firni,
Yeah.
which I thought was very impressive. He showed mental toughness in that final set, and he found a way to get back in the match. And the conditions, it was very, very windy. It was tough conditions, and he showed that he weathered that storm. Was really impressive. Draper though did him a solid. And he ended his fortnight.
Welcome to the big leagues, my
Yeah,
friend.
it was a welcome to the big leagues moment. Draper really dominated that match. I thought also the surface suits Fonseca, so it was interesting to see how Draper dominated that matchup. But it was a very convincing win. So let's see what it looks like moving forward. Next up is Phoenix for these guys. Tien also, he's just coming off that big win against Zverev. And he thought maybe Indian Wells at home he'd do more damage. Navoni took him out in straight sets in the first round. So that was... Navoni's a very good player. He's had also a really excellent couple of tournaments in in Brazil and Argentina. But I think the tennis tour is long. Let's see how these guys do in the next matchup. Maybe too soon to expect them to do something at Indian Wells.
Yeah. Not the best of weeks for these guys, but the tennis tour is long. You have up downs, you have up weeks, you have low weeks. It's not much to add to that.
Let's see as we move forward.
Okay, guys.
Fun guys to watch.
Yeah, fun guys, and we're going to keep an eye on all of these young stars.
In the meantime, guys, we like to be transparent and let you guys know where we were right and where we were wrong. Where we were right, well, both Haroon and I had Alcaraz, Haroon had Shelton.
How are you right? There's
We're still
no
right.
right.
We're still not wrong.
Oh my
Haroon
God.
had Goff,
I'm
I
gonna
had Madsen
continue to
Keys.
be
They
against
are
this.
still in the tournament. We are still technically right. Yousef, however, my friend, you were wrong because you had Osaka and she has
You
gone
only do
night
this segment so you can say that I was wrong. And
No, but you're also right because you also had Alcaraz. So you're still
I'm not.
technically
No,
right.
I'm also not
You're on
right
track
because
to
it
be
didn't
right.
happen.
You're on track to be right. So congratulations.
Yusuf has a horrible record until now. 3 months of just darkness.
Yeah, that's also why it hurts it.
Well, to close out this the episode, I need to ask you guys: are you sticking with your picks or not? Smite, sticking with your picks on the men's side?
I mean, Alcaraz is looking amazing. I am sticking with Carlitos here.
Haroon, I don't think you can get off that Ben Shelton bandwagon. But are you?
I'm sticking with him. He's looking good. I'm supporting him.
Okay, on the women, Smite, Madison Keys.
And you're
still
staying
going
with
strong?
Alcaraz?
Yeah, of course. Madison Keys.
I'm all in on Madison Keys.
All
She's
in.
playing confident with power. I love it. All in on
Haroon,
Madison.
Coco Gauff has a tough one today. Are you staying with her?
No, I'm staying with her, man. I'm staying. Coco Gauff is gonna win this one.
Okay, well, I don't have a pick on the women's
Well,
side.
Osaka's gone. Who do you have?
Iga Swiatek.
Swiatek. Right.
Yeah.
She's looking amazing.
It looks like it. That's going to happen.
Guys, well, that wraps up our show for today. Follow us and subscribe to TSH Tennis on YouTube so you can get all the tennis weekly news here. Meet us here every week. Let's see what happens in Indian Wells.
See you on Sunday.
See you.
Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Very good night.